Good morning and welcome back to Miniature Monday here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to be taking a look at the Goblin Menace Heroes Kickstarter from my friend Tom Mason. Now, if you were here a couple of weeks ago, you would have gotten to see an interview that I had with Tom. In fact, I'll actually have it linked down in the description, or if I can figure out how to do the little cards, we'll put that up there. But we got to talk about the Kickstarter and his inspiration, how he did the models, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in some of the behind the scenes, absolutely recommend that you check that out. But I have been bad about making sure that I get these things posted so that it helps him out, gets some of the word out there. But if you are interested, there is going to be a link down below to the Kickstarter so that you can get your own set of Goblin Menace Heroes. Now, before we get started, do make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I try to put out a few videos and do some live streams each week covering all sorts of tabletop gaming content. And whether it's board games, miniatures, role-playing, or anything in between, I'd love for you to come along and see what we have to share. So, with that said, let's get into this. All right, so this is the Goblin Menace Heroes Kickstarter. I absolutely love this art. This was done by Tom himself, and it shows basically the 5 classes that he's picked for the heroes. We've got the Bard, the Barbarian, the Wizard, the Cleric, and the Rogue. Now, you do get 2 versions of each model, which you'll actually see here in a few minutes. You get a male and female version of each, and the easy way to tell the difference between the boys and the girls is that the girls all have hair. So like this rogue down here, this barbarian over here, they've got hair, therefore they're the girl versions. So keep that in mind. Now, there are 11 days to go, and he's about doubled the requested goal for the Kickstarter, and he has unlocked one stretch goal, which is an add-on, and that's mostly what we're going to be taking a look at here today. But we'll of course go over the rest of the Kickstarter as well for those of you who haven't seen it before. Honestly, this is great. I'm glad he's funded it, but I would love to see it get a bit higher. So do make sure that you use that link down below. It is actually like some sort of a tracking link so that Tom will know that you actually came from Gaming with ADHD. So do make sure that you use that link. I would absolutely appreciate it. All right, so these are the 10 models that you are getting from the Kickstarter. You've got 2 clerics, 2 barbarians, 2 wizards, 2 bards, and 2 rogues. Obviously, he's taking all sorts of inspiration from regular tropes. You've got like the sneaky looking rogue. You've got the kind of silly rogue who's clearly pocketing something from somebody else. The wizard with the pointy hat and staff. I absolutely love this bard with a tuba. I don't know why, it seems 1,000% appropriate, and I think it's a lot of fun. I like the 2 different styles for the cleric. We've got regular cleric and then more of like a shaman-looking cleric. Just an absolute lot of fun. These are the professionally painted versions from Epic Duck Studios. I don't know who Epic Duck is, but man, you did an absolutely fantastic job. Way better than the 2 preview ones that Tom sent me came out. I was still happy with them. I did this wizard and this barbarian, but I no longer have them available to show off. But I'll address that another day. But anyways, these are a lot of fun and absolutely love it. Now, I am going to skip past the first, the all-in pledge because that does include the bonus. But we are going to look at this. If you do get all of the heroes, you will get a free Dungeon Meister hero. Now, if you're old like me, you might recognize where the inspiration for the Dungeon Meister comes from. Uh, Sneak preview for the you know the stretch goal add-on, but you do get all of the different heroes as well. Optionally, you can pay $10 and you can get a pack of um, any two of the heroes. Well, not any two. Sorry, let me clarify. Pick one of the hero types, and you get both versions of it for $10. Now, what they've since done, there is a $65 all-in option where you get the 10 heroes, the Dungeon Meister, and then 6 special characters. Now, you'll see when we get down to them, these are all clearly inspired by the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. And I think these unfortunately are still concept art. I don't know if Tom has any of the sculpts ready for these, but I think my guess is he's probably really close. He's probably just finishing up some details. But regardless, I didn't even know about these. He didn't tell me in the interview. I probably should have guessed, but I didn't. All right, so here's some close-ups of the different classes. Again, I think these are absolutely great. And here's some scale comparison. All right, so here is the add-on. $25 to get an additional 6 models. So at $65, that's 17 total models, and it comes out to about $3.80 each. They're I don't want to call them expensive because they're really not. I think that's reasonable, especially for the amount of time to go into the sculpting. It's just one of those where you compare to other models, larger models, and anyways, you start mathing, but it's not completely appropriate here. I think the pricing is perfectly reasonable. I backed it for, the whole all in. All right, so you do get Pesto the Magician. Pesto is a timid wizard known for his oversized hat and unpredictable magic. Though his spells often misfire, his intelligence, loyalty, and quick thinking make him a valuable ally. We've got Dee Dee the Acrobat, is a confident, athletic, and quick thinking, I'm going to guess Goblin is supposed to be here, using her agility and magical staff with exceptional skill. She's often the first to act in a crisis and faces danger with a cool head. Henkel Twig the Ranger is a natural leader with a strong sense of duty for a goblin. Armed with a magical energy bow, he is ready to guide the party through danger, always putting their safety before his own. Schnilla the Thief is quiet and kindly goblin. All right, Tom, I think you need to work on your editing. I'm not sure if you're supposed to be writing this in goblin, but that's kind of what it seems like. Though gentle by nature, she shows great bravery when it matters most. Using her cloak of invisibility, she moves unseen to protect and support the other adventurers. Urk, the Cavalier, is loud, sarcastic, and skeptical, often questioning plans or complaining. Despite his attitude, he is here's another one, Tom. He always acts bravely and protects the group. With the help of his changed shield, takes more seriously than he lets on. And we've got Bob Knob the Barbarian is a young biter eager to prove himself. His fierce spirit and raw strength make him a formidable ally with his magical club and fearless attitude. He charges into danger without hesitation. All right. Now, you can also get a couple of add-ons. You've got the original goblins with the Goblin Baddie. You can get the Gnome Guard Patrol with the Gnome Greenskeeper, and the Order of the Pond with the free Tadpoleman Flagpoleman. Honestly, I absolutely love all of these. They're a lot of fun. I love Tom's sculpting. His editing could absolutely use a significant amount of work. But regardless, I'm super excited to get these miniatures and get some paint on them. So, folks, do me a favor, at least click on the link and go check out the Kickstarter. Get a bit more close up with the details, and let's see if we can't get Tom a little farther along with the project. He's a great guy. He absolutely deserves it. And I'm excited to see what's coming next for the Goblin Menace. So with that said, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit hit the subscribe button. We'd absolutely appreciate it. But regardless, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.